Hello and welcome to Car Mechanic Sim 2015. This will be the last video that I do on Car Mechanic Sim. Well, at least the 2015 version, because in a few days' time, hopefully Thursday, the next installment in this franchise, Car Mechanic Simulator 2018, comes out, and hopefully I'll have a video out on Thursday for that. That'll be a extra video, as I've got Stellaris Halo mod Season 2, well, it's technically Season 2, because the first one I stopped after the second episode because the kind of save corrupted, and I wanted to start the new series with a new mod on the new update of the game. Anyway, I won't be assembling a new car, as I've already done this one. I did that about 10 minutes ago, and the footage was all really laggy and I could not use it. So instead I will show some of the features in this game. So obviously within this, this is kind of the center area where you can kind of look at the car, and if you press O you can look at all the things that are wrong with it. So obviously I've restored this one fully. So everything's at 100%, and you can see there if you were playing it legitly. Obviously I'm not. Okay, I've had to start recording again, just because it started to lag up really bad for some reason, and I have no idea why. But in this center area you can open all the doors and kind of have a look in. You can sit in the seat, kind of see what it would be like from a driver's perspective. You can get back out, open up the hood, you can look around. I don't know if you can take things off in here, but also you don't have any of the lifters. Speaking of lifters, you have two lifters that you can put, obviously a car on each, and then if I just shut the trunk, you can put them up and they slowly rise up. And then you can look at all the things underneath the car. So for example, this needs to come out from the bottom. All of the oil pan and the exhaust thing needs to come out from the bottom as well. So I'll put that back down. While we're here, you'd use this to repair the body, because you can take bits off like the fenders and stuff, but there are parts like this main chassis and the roof, for example, where it says body when you hover over it. Those are the bits you can't take off. For example, doors you can take off, obviously the roof and such, as it is in a convertible you can't, but that's what this is there for. This is the toolbox. This is what you use to upgrade, so you'll get experience points for every job and unbolting and parts that you fit on and unfit. So the tablet's quite useful, fast unbolting and so on. All these are quite useful. The repair bench over here, if I was to take a part off the car, so let's just say I take the hood off, I go over here. Oh, I can't repair it because it's already done. Anyway, you get the idea of it. That it repairs broken parts instead of buying it, because you have a tablet which you can buy all sorts of parts for, so body parts, so they're all come brand new. And there's some of the DLC, so this one, and this one, these three here, they're all DLC. So this is one little car that had its own little parts because it had different engines and stuff. Tuner's shop adds all sorts of different bodyworks and different rim types, and Performance shop DLC added loads of extra performance parts that are all shiny and kind of thing, and they give extra percentage to horsepower. For example, like carburetor here, 4-barrel carburetor giving 12% extra horsepower. You can create some really mean monsters. I'll link in the description to my video on this game before, which I had an old 1960s Mustang, which I got to nearly 1,000 horsepower, I think. I think it was 990 horsepower, I can't exactly remember, but that link will be in the description. So yeah, the other DLC parts, we have the dyno, which is for tuning, so we put it in here. You can do a test run, and you can see the RPM and the horsepower, how much you have standard. so up to 6,000 RPM with a nearly 500 horsepower, and you can tweak around with these to kind of get this. And I don't really know what these do. Let's just set that and then test run, see what we get now. So it's like 50 horsepower nearly. We have to wait for that to power out. There we go. But if you get the right balance, this takes a little fiddling. I don't know the exact kind of how to get it right. Back on the drag strip, and basic controls are on the left hand side. So we're going to see if we can improve our run that we've had before. So here we are in the car stripping DLC part. This is, you pay $1,000 in-game money, and then you get a random car in a random condition, and then you strip it down for parts pretty much. You can see in the top right the money earned and how many parts are left on the car. So you strip down the car until you're finished with it really. You don't have to take it all apart to leave. There is a little thing at the there's a door, I'll show you in a second, just over here, which you can leave. And you can also take a picture using the photo camera, so you can focus on whatever you want to, so the kind of the depth of field and such, and then you take the photo by holding right click, which I believe takes a Steam screenshot, and then you press escape to lose the camera. So yeah, it's a standard kind of thing, except you don't need to fix the car up. It's just kind of destroying the car, taking all the parts out of it. It's kind of like a barn find thing. Like you've opened up this barn, this is what you're going to get inside. It could be anything. Oops. So yeah, we'll just do this last bit. Take this front side off. So if you've got one of these back in the garage, for example, you could take it back, because the parts don't automatically sell. The parts, they go straight into your inventory, and then if you could choose to sell them after if you wanted to. So I'll go take this tyre off. This tyre's mine, and then I'll. Is it here you leave? Is it just? No, you just click in the menu. So yeah, there we go. There you see the stripping report of all the conditions of all the parts you got. So you can keep them or sell them. I'm just going to sell them, not that I need the money. So yeah, that's everything that's in kind of 2015 version of Car Mechanic in their franchise. It's been a really good game. The only problems is, obviously, like I said, the loading times are quite long. They can be quite long, from anywhere from 30 seconds, which is alright, to upwards of 2 minutes sometimes. Which isn't great, and the kind of unstableness. And as I said, that I had lag problems and had to restart my recording software. I haven't had that before, so maybe it's the software, maybe it's the game, I don't know. But it's the last video I'm going to be doing on it, so I don't really mind. I'm just going to open up all the doors, and then yeah, that's it. I would like to say the amount of detail that is in the game is brilliant. So the detail of the bolts and the everything, and the kind of the textures, if I can, they're brilliant for something that you just be up close, not really paying too much attention to. But the overall quality and the shininess of everything is quite nice. But there are kind of parts that aren't shiny because they don't need to be shiny. So for example, the supercharger here, it does have kind of a shine to it, as it's probably mostly made of metal. but it doesn't look really flashy. So in the screenshots for 2018, one of the things I'm kind of feared for is that everything looks like this. It looks all that's kind of really shiny material, which is like a really polished metal, and obviously not everything in the engine block is like that. Like the trim on the car, I could understand being all shiny because it's meant to be kind of the main traction point for your eye to look at and go, oh, that looks really nice, that trim. It's like the white walls on the tyres, that's there to kind of draw your eye to it. And it's helped by the black rims, kind of draws to the contrast. But if everything looks as shiny as that does on all the parts, then that could be a little bit of an issue. But I like that they've got mod support from essentially the week it launches. There's mod support apparently, so you can create your own 3D model of a car, put it in through their Unity exporter or something, and then your car will be in the game for you to tinker with, which I think is a really cool idea. Because mod support was promised with this game, but never turned up. Apparently, I'm not a modder, but I've read on some of the forum pages that mod support was meant to be here, but didn't. So yeah, this idea of the video kind of turned differently from what I was originally going to do. I was going to restore this car from the wreck it was, but it turns out all the footage was all weird and laggy, so I didn't like it. So it turned into kind of a tour of what is in CMS15. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.